Since he was raised from the dead, Stefan from Days of Our Lives hasn't had an easy life. For someone who was kept alive on machines in a basement for years prior to having his twin brother's heart implanted in him, that statement very much goes without saying. Nevertheless, it is doubly true for a man who was brainwashed during the process, had his emotions controlled, and then opted to exact revenge on his brother who, in all honesty, had the least to do with his brain soup, after discovering about the games his family had played. Nonetheless, we assume Kristen and Lai are experiencing their own annoyances. The problem is that both Stefan's plan to get EJ to use drugs and his choice between Chloe and Gabby might be reversed. According to the most recent edition of Soap Opera Digest, Johnny is to blame for that. In fact, it sounds as though Stefan's own carelessness may be a contributing factor because Johnny is about to discover an empty vial in EJ's office and begin to question why on earth this is happening. But is an empty vial really that rare when your mansion has underground mad scientist labs and secret tunnels? According to Carson Boatman, Johnny hasn't necessarily seen EJ's peculiar conduct, but he hears about it when he learns that EJ disclosed some private information during a public appearance, which is unusual for him. And that is plenty for him to begin putting some pieces together, but these are the incorrect kinds of stuff. According to Boatman, Johnny remembers seeing his dad at the Dimera mansion that morning and that he seemed to be out of it in some way or to be suffering from a hangover. He consequently speculates, well, maybe my dad is doing drugs. Also, that would make sense. EJ was devastated by Susan's passing, and he probably still holds himself responsible for it and the Ava War. Perhaps he began using medications to cope. Johnny, therefore, comes at it quite nicely. With the vial in his hand, he gently questions EJ about it. Though his father is unsure of what the vial is, he begins to put some pieces together, and all of those pieces point directly in Stefan's direction. When that occurs, it might be game over for EJ's cunning brother, and we're not just referring to his plans for Dimera Enterprises here. Chloe is already unsure of what she wants from Stefan, so she is unlikely to approve of this type of brutal retribution plan. That will be made worse if she learns that Nicole, a close friend, was also drugged and recruited into the scam. It's conceivable that Johnny blowing this up in his face will compel Stefan to choose between two ladies. Gabby is likely to have a far more favorable opinion of Stefan's plot to control the Dimera family than Chloe does, especially if EJ was a casualty. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel, Daily Bulletin News, and stay with us.